Come on, I'm going to say it like the old folk. You say, we trying to get all of our ducks in a row before we move. And then after we moved, the ducks was in a row, but nothing happened. See, it's better to move on God's timing with your ducks out of line than to think you know more than God. The tongue of the wise uses knowledge rightly, but the mouth of fools pours forth what? Foolishness. So Satan went out from the presence of the Lord and struck Job with painful boils from the sole of his foot to the crown of his head. He took for himself a potsherd with which to scrape himself while he sat in the midst of the ashes. Now we know, of course, Job done lost his property. We know their children have died, and now Job is battling in his body. But now we already know the story. God has dropped Job's name before Satan. And so now Job is going through it, right? Right. Verse 9. Then his wife said to him, now imagine, husband, you lost all your money, all your property. It's like somebody come, you say, hey, your 401k been wiped out. And you done worked at that company for 35 years, putting in 10%, and then the company was matching that 10. So you had a good, what they call nest egg. Woo! And then they told you, hey, look, something happened in the stock market. All that's been wiped out. But your first thought was, man, I got to really get back in there and make some sales. I got to get back in there. And they say, oh, the job gone too. Yeah, your whole department been laid off. What the world? Yeah, and you being sued. Then they come back next day and say, hey, your children was in an accident. All of them dead. And here come your wife. Boy, you be hoping she coming there with a good prayer. Come on, Dick. You hoping she coming there with just some uplifting words. Words of comfort. Words of strength. Watch Job's wife. Some of you brothers who think your wife rough, watch this. Watch this. Yeah, it's a minute. You think you got it bad. Watch this. Watch this. This is actually a verse that will cause you to just appreciate your wife even more. You say, now, girl, I know you got a ways to go, but you ain't like Job's wife. I can say. Then his wife said to him, do you still hold fast to your integrity? Job, are you still sitting up here praying to God? Are you still looking, Job, to be loyal to him? Whoa, watch her next advice to him. Curse God and die. This coming from your wife. Don't just kill yourself. Before you kill yourself, curse God. She was sending him to hell, because if the man cursed God and die and doesn't repent, I want you to see how her words to him was harsh. But he said to her, listen, you speak as one of the foolish women speaks. Look at the rebuke, brother, he gave her. He said, but you speak as one of the foolish women speak. Job knew right off the bat that his wife was talking foolish. When you guard your mouth, you also know when others speak, whether they're guarding their mouth. Once you learn how to guard your mouth, you can hear what other people say, and you can discern whether they are talking foolish or wise. Notice Job knew immediately that his wife was speaking foolish. Then he said to then his wife said to him, do you still hold fast your integrity? Curse God and die. But he said to her, you speak as one of the foolish women speak. Shall we indeed accept good from God? Shall we not accept adversity? Watch this. In all this, Job did not sin with his what? Yes. But this is what I want us to consider, because we always talk about Job and what he was going through. But see, his wife was also going through. Because when you marry, there are certain things that your spouse can go through that it'll affect you because you're married to him. So see, Job wasn't the only one going through. And we know how y'all mamas are about your children. Right? And that's a good thing, mama. That's not a put down. Keep being that way about your children. So imagine how she's feeling. She's hurting. She's going through it. So we got two people going through something. One is guarding their mouth, and the other one is opening their mouth wide. Do you see that? One thing about the story of Job, when you continue reading it, you understand that Job would eventually get back double. He would get the money back. He would get his property back. He would get his livestock back. He would even get his children back. But here's the key. And I'm not saying what happened, because the Bible don't say. We don't hear nothing else about his wife. So see, what this teaches me is that just because I'm going through something, that don't mean I can't guard my mouth, because Job did it. Job did it. Job guarded his mouth. And I'm not going through, as I told y'all Wednesday, nearly as much as my brother Job. If Job can go through all of this and guard his mouth, you mean to tell me you can't guard your mouth just because 2 bills I'm behind? Somebody done mistreated you and you can't guard your mouth, and you don't even see the person regularly who's mistreating you, and you can't guard your mouth? Look at your neighbor and just say, like it or not, we all are going through some things. How many realize that everybody in church this morning is going through something? Raise your hand if you're going through something. Just raise your hand if you're going through something. Hand down. Raise your hand if you're going through more than 2 things. You're dealing with more than 2 things. Raise your hand if you're dealing with more than 5 things right now. Okay, we got a couple of hands. But listen, the point is, no matter what it is, whether it be 2, 3, 4, 5, or what have you, we still got to guard our what? Our mouth. Now, this seems like simple teaching, but it's not. Because most of us, when something starts going wrong, we stop guarding our mouth. And notice where she didn't guard her mouth at is at the house. See, some of you say stuff at home that you wouldn't utter that at church. You wouldn't talk like that at church. Guard your mouth. You're too old to be putting holes in the walls. Yeah, you're too old for that. You're too old to be kicking your car and tearing up stuff at the house. You're too old for that. Guard your mouth. Guard your mouth. Learn that you don't have to use cuss words to express anger. Stop cussing every time you get mad. And then, oh, Lord, it slipped again. No, it's slipping too much. Slipping too much. You a cusser. That's what you is. Come on. And people like me who hadn't cussed in years, don't mean they ain't ever, yeah. But I know I gotta what? But I gotta use my tongue wisely. Or guard my what? Guard my mouth. Because there's some things you can say to people because you were heated, that you come back and say, hey, look, I didn't mean what I said to you. There's some things you can say, they're like, hey, you need to give me a minute. You need to give me a minute. Because that came from somewhere. That came from somewhere. Oh, you know how I am? Yeah, but I done told you I'm tired of how you are, though. You're not going to keep talking to me any kind of way. And the apology is always, I was mad. Girl, you know I love you. You know I can't, I don't want to live. You know what you mean to me. You know I talk like that. So are you saved or not saved? Are you new creation or not? Come on. This good stuff right here. Right? Well, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. Lie. Right? Words can what? Hurt. Words can damage. And then sometimes a person can apologize, but you know, for me and you to get back the way we need to, we're going to have to work to get there. Because what you said, brother, was just, you didn't have to go there with that. I'm going to forgive you because that's what I need to do for you as well as for me. But, we got to work back to where we used to be. See, I don't want to do that. And the alternative was just to guard my mouth. Now, she don't mind me telling y'all, back when me and Donna used to really argue all the time, because when we might get to arguing before the day over. I don't know. I hope not. But I don't want you to say and think we never argue no more. But back in the day when we used to argue, she was quick to just, I'd be just trying to hold it, Minister Gavin. I'd just be trying. I'd just be guarding my mouth. She'd just be running her mouth, and I'm guarding my mouth, and she running hers. I'm going to tell myself, now when I get mad, my lip trembles sometimes. You know that, Mom? Oh, okay. And she just be sitting there. Hey, say it. Say it. Lip trembling. Say it. Ooh. That's the wrong kind of cheerleader right there. Say it, say it, say it. Yeah. I told y'all like a Bible study, because y'all know it's some stuff, if we say it, you already know all your thoughts ain't together. How many have ever went to say one thing, but you really didn't know how to say that one thing, and that one thing turned into 5 things? And the person who knew you were just sitting there like, whoa. Some of y'all need Bible. Jesus said in Matthew 12:34, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth what? Speaks. I didn't mean that. No, that was in your heart. And when the heart gets full, it often gurgitates the truth. Yes, it does. Some of y'all didn't like that. My married folks should have just been like, Pastor rolling it more. He is rolling, because there's some stuff be happening in marriages. Am I right about it? Y'all that's single looking to get married, even before you start dating, you need to see them mad. You need to see them real mad.